Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a time in every life when the odds look impossible, when the door seems shut, and when the whisper in your mind says, maybe it's over. But I want you to know, right here, right now, it's not over until you win. You see, the universe is not finished with you yet. The same force that spun galaxies into existence, that carved rivers through mountains, that breathes life into every moment of your being, it's still moving through you. You are not a random visitor on this planet. You are a divine expression of infinite potential. You are a divine expression of infinite potential. This truth is not just a comforting thought. It is the very foundation of who you are. You were not created by accident or coincidence. There is an intelligence that breathes life into every leaf, that turns acorns into mighty oaks, that lifts the sun each morning without fail, and that same intelligence lives within you. The same creative energy that birthed galaxies and guides the stars is the energy that flows through your mind, your heart, and your soul. You are not separate from that power. You are an individualized expression of it, temporarily wrapped in human form, here to experience, create, and expand. When you understand that you are more than flesh and bone, more than a name or a title, you begin to see that your potential is limitless. The boundaries you once believed in, what you can do, who you can become, how far you can go begin to dissolve. Every idea you've ever had, every dream that has ever stirred within you, comes from that divine source calling you to remember who you truly are. You are not striving to become powerful. You are awakening to the power that has always been there. The same way a wave is part of the ocean, you are part of the infinite field of creation. But the world often conditions us to forget this truth. We are taught to measure our worth by results, possessions, or approval, and in doing so, we lose sight of the divine energy that is our birthright. We start believing we are small, limited, or unworthy of greatness. Yet, the moment you turn inward and silence the noise of doubt, you will hear the quiet voice of your higher self reminding you that you are already whole. You don't need to earn your value. It was woven into your being before you took your first breath. When challenges arise, this understanding becomes your greatest strength. Knowing that you are a divine expression means that you are never truly powerless, no matter what circumstances appear to be. You can create new outcomes because creation itself lives within you. Every problem carries a solution that is born through your awareness. Every obstacle invites the realization of your deeper strength. You are a co-creator with the universe, and life responds to your belief, your focus, and your alignment. The moment you stop seeing yourself as a victim of circumstances and start recognizing yourself as a channel of divine energy, your life transforms. You begin to see that the impossible was never outside your reach. It only waited for you to remember the truth of who you are. Setbacks are setups for transformation. Every obstacle you face, every delay that frustrates you, every moment that seems like failure is not a punishment but a preparation. Life has a rhythm far wiser than your immediate desires, and when things don't unfold the way you planned, it is often because something greater is being arranged on your behalf. The universe does not operate on your schedule, it operates on your growth. Every time you feel disappointed, every time a door closes, that very experience is shaping your inner strength, deepening your faith, and refining your purpose. When we encounter setbacks, the natural reaction is resistance. We ask, why is this happening to me? But if we shift our perspective to what is this teaching me, the pain becomes power. Growth rarely comes from comfort. It comes from pressure, challenge, and perseverance. Just as gold is purified by fire, the human spirit is strengthened by adversity. Each challenge is an invitation to rise higher, to evolve into a wiser, stronger, and more compassionate version of yourself. What you see as a delay may simply be divine timing, aligning circumstances that you cannot yet perceive. Consider how many times in your life you thought you were being rejected, only to realize later that you were being redirected. The job you didn't get, the relationship that ended, the opportunity that slipped away, all of these may have been detours towards something far more fulfilling. Setbacks are the universe's way of pausing your movement long enough for your vision to mature. They teach patience, humility, and trust. Without them, success would lack depth and gratitude would have no meaning. When you face a setback, it's important to remember that your current situation is not your final destination. You are being prepared for what you asked for. The strength you gain through struggle is the strength required to sustain the victory that's coming. Many people quit just before their breakthrough because they mistake preparation for punishment. Yet those who keep moving, those who understand that pain has purpose, discover that every closed door contained a lesson that opened many more. Transformation is never accidental. It is born from moments of resistance, from days when you wanted to give up but didn't. Every challenge contains within it the seed of equal or greater benefit. Your job is to nurture that seed with faith, gratitude, and persistence until it blooms into wisdom. When you learn to see your setbacks as sacred teachers, your entire perception of life changes. You stop running from difficulties and start embracing them as pathways to power, knowing that everything you endure is sculpting the person you are meant to become. Winners align, they don't complain. True victory in life is not about forcing outcomes or demanding that things go your way. It's about aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your higher purpose, with the flow of life itself. Complaining keeps you trapped in the energy of resistance, focusing on what's wrong instead of what's possible. When you complain, you broadcast a message to the universe that says, "I am powerless," and life responds by giving you more situations that match that belief. But when you align, you step into harmony with the creative intelligence that governs all things, and suddenly doors open, opportunities appear, and strength flows where once there was struggle. Alignment begins in the mind. It is the quiet decision to think thoughts that uplift, empower, and guide you toward the life you desire. Winners understand that their inner state creates their outer reality, so they take responsibility for what they focus on. They don't waste time blaming circumstances, people, or luck. Instead, they tune their minds to gratitude, faith, and vision. When your thoughts are aligned with possibility, your emotions begin to match that vibration, and you attract experiences that reflect it. To align means to trust that there is a deeper order to everything. It's recognizing that even when things don't make sense, they are still serving your growth. Complaining demands control, but alignment invites cooperation with the flow of life. Think of a river. When you resist its current, you exhaust yourself fighting against it. But when you align and flow with it, you move with grace and ease toward your destination. Winners choose the river. They trust the current. They know that life works better when they stop trying to control every wave and start aligning with the rhythm of their purpose. Alignment also requires self-awareness. It calls for honesty about where your energy is going. Are your words empowering or draining? Are your beliefs lifting you or limiting you? When your thoughts, words, and actions all move in the same direction, when your heart, mind, and spirit are in sync, you become unstoppable. The universe mirrors coherence. It reflects clarity and conviction. Complaining drains your power, but alignment multiplies it. Complaining keeps you rooted in the problem, while alignment opens you to solutions. Winners live from a place of inner balance. They focus on what they can control, release what they cannot, and trust the process of becoming. Their strength is quiet, steady, and unshakable because it is built on harmony, not resistance. They don't waste energy fighting what is. They channel it into creating what can be, and in that state of alignment, success becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Faith is stronger than circumstance. Life will always present challenges. moments that test your patience, your courage, and your belief in yourself. These moments are not meant to defeat you, but to reveal the depth of your inner strength. Circumstances are temporary. They shift and change like clouds passing through the sky. Faith, on the other hand, is constant. It is the invisible bridge between where you are and where you are destined to be. When everything around you seems uncertain, faith is the quiet knowing that there is a higher order guiding you towards something greater. Faith does not mean ignoring reality. It means refusing to be ruled by it. It's looking at what is and choosing to believe in what can be. When you hold faith in your heart, you give the universe permission to work through you. You open yourself to guidance, intuition, and strength that the logical mind cannot explain. Circumstances may tell you that you're defeated, but faith whispers, keep going. Circumstances may show lack, but faith sees abundance waiting to unfold. Every great achievement in history began with someone who believed beyond their current situation. When faith becomes your foundation, fear begins to lose its grip. You stop reacting to what you see and start responding to what you know deep within. Faith transforms obstacles into opportunities because it shifts your perception. It allows you to see meaning in hardship, lessons in loss, and growth in pain. Those who live by faith understand that the storms of life are not there to sink them, but to strengthen their spiritual muscles. Each challenge becomes a chance to demonstrate trust, patience, and resilience. Faith also aligns you with divine timing. Sometimes you may feel delayed, as if your prayers or efforts are unheard, but faith reminds you that everything unfolds at the perfect moment. Just because something hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't. The seed planted in faith must go through seasons of darkness before it breaks through the soil into light. You cannot rush that process. You can only nurture it with belief. When you face difficulty, faith tells you that you are never alone. It connects you with the infinite intelligence that created everything and sustains everything. It reminds you that within you is a spark of that same creative power. Circumstances may try to convince you otherwise, but faith is the unwavering voice that says, there is a way. And when you hold on to that truth, you begin to experience a strength that no obstacle can destroy, a peace that no fear can disturb, and a confidence that carries you through every storm life sends your way. Your words shape your reality. Every word you speak carries energy, intention, and creative power. The universe listens to the vibration of your language and mirrors it back to you through experiences, people, and opportunities. When you speak words of faith, gratitude, and strength, you draw those same qualities into your life. When you speak words of doubt, fear, or limitation, you reinforce the very barriers you wish to overcome. Words are not merely sounds, they are spiritual commands that direct the flow of your reality. Every statement you make about yourself, your life, or your future plants a seed in the fertile soil of the universe. Your words are extensions of your beliefs, and beliefs shape outcomes. When you declare it's not over until I win, you affirm perseverance, resilience, and victory. You are not describing the world as it is. You are declaring the world as it can be. That declaration aligns your energy with success and determination. The spoken word is the bridge between thought and manifestation. Thoughts are internal forces, but words bring them into form. Every time you speak, you either reinforce your power or give it away. This is why mindfulness of language is one of the greatest tools for transformation. The most powerful words are often spoken in moments of struggle. When life challenges you, your words become a reflection of your inner conviction. You can say, I can't do this, or you can say, I will find a way. Both statements are self-fulfilling, but only one opens doors. Words shape perception, and perception determines experience. The more you affirm your potential, the more evidence life gives you of that truth. It's not about denying reality. It's about speaking faith into it until it shifts in your favor. You must also speak kindly to yourself. The conversations you hold within are as powerful as those you share aloud. Many people sabotage their own progress through negative self-talk, repeating phrases that drain confidence and attract discouragement. The moment you change the language you use about yourself, from "I'm not enough" to "I am capable and worthy," everything begins to change. Your energy lifts, your focus sharpens, and your actions start reflecting your new truth. Your words are creative tools, not casual expressions. They build the world you live in. Speaking intentionally turns ordinary moments into miracles because you are aligning speech with vision. Speak what you wish to see, not what you fear. Speak life into your dreams, even when evidence is scarce. The universe responds not to your situation, but to your vibration, and your words are the instruments that tune that vibration toward power, peace, and purpose. Your story isn't finished yet. No matter where you find yourself right now, no matter how heavy the past feels or how uncertain the future appears, there is more for you to live, to create, and to experience. Every breath you take is a reminder that life still has purpose for you. Too often, people look at their current circumstances and mistake them for the conclusion of their story. They see a setback and think it's the end, when in truth, it's only a pause before the next chapter. Life is not a single event, it's a continuous unfolding. Every ending leads to a new beginning, and every disappointment hides within it the seed of renewal. The beauty of life is that you are both the character and the author of your story. While you may not control everything that happens to you, you always have the power to decide what those events mean and how they shape you. You can allow them to break you, or you can choose to let them build you. Each day is a blank page waiting for your next decision, your next act of courage, your next expression of love. The past may explain where you've been, but it does not define where you're going. You are evolving, learning, and expanding with every experience, even the painful ones. When you feel stuck, it's not because your story is over, it's because you've outgrown the current chapter. Growth often feels uncomfortable because it's the space between who you were and who you're becoming. The key is to keep turning the page, to keep showing up with faith, even when you don't yet know how the plot will unfold. The greatest stories ever lived were written by those who refused to stop when life became difficult. They understood that the twist, the breakthrough, and the victory always come after the struggle. The universe is always inviting you to become more, to reach deeper within yourself, to express the gifts that are uniquely yours. You are not running out of time. You are right on schedule for the next phase of your becoming. Every dream that still lives in your heart is proof that your story continues. The longing you feel for something greater is the soul's way of saying, there's more to be written. So even when you feel weary, remember that life is not done with you. The masterpiece of your existence is still being painted with every choice, every step, and every moment you choose to keep moving forward.